Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of B&A Sports Talk. So this is another walk and talk. I'm walking back home from classes, and I got a question wrong in this quiz, man, that I shouldn't have gotten wrong. And I don't know, not that matters, but kind of just walking across the campus at Mississippi State, and we fired our head coach, and Dan Mullen would be an interesting hire. I'm not making content about Mississippi State, but I do not want Joe Judge as the Giants fan. Now, that's a perfect transition, because Joe Judge, if you didn't know, he was going to get hired as our head coach if he didn't take the Giants job. So a little bit of a connection. I'm not doing Joe Judge Experience 2.0. But now the season's over for the Giants, and you're just rooting for them to lose. But it's funny because every single game day, I'm like, especially against the Cowboys, I'm like, we're going to compete against them. Just lose by a game-winning field goal. That's all I ask. And then I convinced myself that the Giants could win that game, believe it or not. I'm still delusional. But, we're free agents now. And we got to pick a team because my college team, Mississippi State, is 4-6 now, 4-5. And then my Giants team is obviously 2-8 and destined to be 3-14, staring it right in the face. So what teams should we bandwagon for, right? It's that time of the season. So I was thinking about it, and here's the list. We're going to go division by division. It made sense. So I'm like, the Seahawks, you have Leonard Williams. Thanks for the second-round pick. But it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to root for them because pick 58 can turn into pick 70-something. It's a little less value. But I was also thinking Charles Cross, man, we could have had him. I'm not sure how much better he would have been at right tackle, especially. He seems more like a left tackle, but better than Evan Neal. So that'd be interesting. The Rams, you would just be like in for misery. Like they're going nowhere. It's going to be interesting to follow them and see how their draft picks develop because they did take a lot of swings on draft picks this year. They had like 15 or something draft picks. The Cardinals, we're rooting for them to win. We are full-on Cardinals. In fact, let's look at their schedule because they do play the Rams again. It'll be funny if they end up like tying the Rams. The Cardinals, obviously, against every single team, they're not going to be favored against any team for the rest of the season, probably. But Kyler Murray's back and he's doing some good things. Obviously, they won the first game. He got back. Man, if we would have beaten the Cardinals, if we would have lost to the Cardinals, it would just be much better. But they play Houston next week. Definitely a winnable game there. The Rams, too. So you have two winnable games. And then they play Pittsburgh, the Bears. So there are about four winnable games left on their schedule. And honestly, 2 is enough, And speaking about that, let's go into the Carolina Panthers because I just think it's funny. We're rooting for them to win for the rest of the year. And, obviously with the Bears, you pick the team that is going to have the higher pick, the lesser pick, the team that you think is better to lose the game. There's kind of that balancing advocate, if you know what I'm saying. But they play the Cowboys this week. They're going to lose. The Titans going to be interesting to see with Will Levis. Battle of, the rookies. They play the Bucs, Saints, and overall they play a lot of teams from their own division. So they're definitely, those games against the Buccaneers are going to be very, very good. Now, for legit teams in the NFC, we're not rooting for any team in the NFC East. The 49ers, it's a pretty good team. I think they're due. It's just not my personal favorite team because one of my friends is a 49er fan, so I'm not rooting for them on this search to see what team I'm rooting for. NFC South, I can eliminate them as well. I'm not in for misery. I don't want to be rooting for the Saints or rooting for the Buccaneers or Falcons because they've been shown to not be that good. So that's pretty much roots out all teams from the NFC unless you want to root for the Seahawks. And now for the AFC East. We're rooting for the Patriots. They obviously play us a couple more divisional games. They already played the Jets twice, or did they? But yeah, we're rooting for them to win the rest of the year. We're rooting for the Broncos to win. So I'm one of those fluff teams that we're looking to win. The Bills, I'm rooting for them to lose because it'll just be even more funny. There are rumors, Giants fans are like, trade Josh Allen to the Giants. Not happening, especially with the contracts and everything. You don't trade a franchise guy like that. I don't see it falling to that low, but it'll be interesting to see how that story develops. Miami, fun, frisky, fresh. They actually have a chance to win. I just haven't been on their bandwagon all year, and it would be kind of foolish for me to start hopping on now. I think that this team, Vic Fangio is a little bit overrated. That defense doesn't really work anymore, even though you could say with Vic Fangio, whatever. I'll stay the Dolphins hater, but respect their game, because I had them at 7 wins the whole season. They're already at 6, and we're halfway. Wow, this guy's getting pulled over in the... Oh, no. This guy's getting pulled over. What did he do? Oh, this guy's going fast. All right, intermission. Gee, I don't know what's happening. I think that's the fun in these videos. You never know what's going to happen. Don't looking over me. So the AFC South, I actually live in Jacksonville. My family does. But I don't think they can win. I'll be passively rooting for them. The Texans, though, I feel like that's a team we can all get on board. C.J. Stroud, this kind of fun, frisky team that could, make some upsets in the playoffs, potentially, where you're looking at these high-level teams. Probably not going to happen, but it's going to be interesting. And then the gauntlet 2 divisions, the AFC West. You can root for the Chargers because they had 2 players that the Giants should have had in Rashawn Slater. And then if Justin Herbert doesn't stay his final year in college, we would have had Justin Herbert. So it's kind of what could have been. The Raiders, again, similar to the Texans, and we have a connection with Antonio Pierce. It's going to be fun to see what they can do, potentially sneak into a playoff wild card. But realistically, they're not going to do anything, so it's not important. The Broncos, man, I'm just going to watch passively and just see how they do, because I had them at 8-9 going into the season, or 9-8, that type of record, and they started off bad. And I have a 16-1 bet on the Denver Broncos to make the playoffs. So it would suck to see that thing collapse right away. Like, if a story like that collapses 2-3 years in, okay, it didn't work. Like, kind of like with James Harden, some teams, and it's just for an NBA example, oh, it didn't work. Okay, the experiment is over. But for it to be so bad right away, it kind of just ruined the fun of it. Like, whatever. And then the Chiefs, I'm done with the Chiefs story. Unless they play the Eagles or the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, I'm not rooting for them. That's just not happening. And then for the AFC North, not rooting for the Browns. I'm sorry. I do have a hefty bet on Myles Garrett for the MVP, a $1 bet to win 140, and it's going the other way at this point. But you have the Steelers, who were my fun team in the beginning of the year, but I don't like begging a team to be good on offense for me to be happy. So I'm not rooting for the Steelers. The Ravens, I didn't like them going into the season. I had them over 8.5 wins, but they're going to finish 3rd place, and I had them missing the playoffs. I'm all for it. Like, this team I was completely wrong about them heading in, so I would root for them. I root for them against, 10 years ago. They used to be my backup team. Do I go to my old backup team?
You have backup teams?
Yeah, I got backup teams. In NBA, it's
The Ravens, though? Why the Ravens?
Yes! Yes! Wow! Super Bowl champions!
And then the Bengals were my Super Bowl pick coming into the year. But it just feels like kind of with the Bills, vibes are just a little bit off this year. And I don't know. So I'm going to declare my team that is not going to win, but I'm rooting for them, is the Houston Texans. And obviously the teams are rooting for them to win the rest of the year. And I think the Giants overall could lock up this number 1 pick. If all of our rooting power goes into the Carolina Panthers against the Buccaneers against the Saints, we're going to be good. My roommate's a Panthers fan, so maybe I should let him know. So that's my verdict. I am now a Houston Texans fan with some alliances that I mentioned throughout the league. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you're a Giants fan, we're free agent players, free agent fans. Where are you picking? Who are you picking for the rest of the year? And do you think this idea is dumb? Let me know. Anyway, thank you guys for listening, watching, and this video definitely got a little bit interesting. As I don't know, it's just I like walking and talking. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.